together. As I mentioned, it's a 3-year commitment. Typically, they start in their sophomore year. They go through a leadership module, then they go through corporate etiquette. They go through a financial literacy model where they're learning about investing and retirement planning and all the things. Then they transition into STEM career exploration, and they finish with college prep. And so, in going through that process of selecting students for this program, we decided that the demand was so high. I think we had 77 applications for 15 slots. So NuCore decided, hey, we're going to increase the number of slots. I think we bumped it up to 21 for this first group. We also decided that they didn't have to attend St. James Electric High School as long as they were a resident of St. James Parish. And so we were fortunate enough to attract a young man, who I'm going to call up here in a second, who is literally the personification of everything that we teach in this program. Graduated in 2024. He's on a full scholarship at Howard University. He was also the valedictorian of his class at Brother Martin. I believe he was also the drum major for the band, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't remember. You'll probably see a slide pop up here. Well, probably 3 or 4 slides, as a matter of fact, pop up here with all his credentials. And it's crazy how small the world is, because when I started at St. Charles back in 1987, his mother was kind of a big sister to me, right? She was a little bit older and kind of helped to usher me into high school, and hadn't seen her in, a really long time. And then when he applied, the interviews were via Zoom because we were in the middle of the pandemic at the time. And as I was listening to him talk, and I was looking at his facial features, towards the end, I asked him, I said, "Are you Roxanne Jackson's son?" And then she peeked out from behind the camera. She was standing there the whole time. And so it was good to see that kind of come around full circle. And so he's in town on a summer break before he shoots off to Baltimore to go do big things. And so at this time, I want to bring up Jason Childs.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening to members of the Parish Council, the school board, NuCore, Orange Strategy. It's good to see everybody again. And congratulations to the class of 2025 and our newest members. Do we have new members in here? Not yet? Well, congratulations to the class of 2025. My name is Jason Herbert Childs. I am a sophomore electrical engineering major, computer science minor at Howard University. I am a member of the 8th cohort of the Karsh STEM Scholars Program with research interests in robotics and artificial intelligence and their medical applications. I am a 2024 graduate of Brother Martin High School and the first African-American valedictorian in the school history. And I am a past member of the NuLevel Leadership Academy. A few days ago, I received an Instagram DM from Mr. Simmons. He asked me to come speak to the graduating class to bestow some advice on you, as I have just completed my freshman year of higher education. I'm going to be completely honest with you all. I had nothing. Up until last night, I didn't know what to say to everyone. I didn't feel like I had some transformational message to give all. So I decided to turn my uncertainty into my message. In the next few months, many of you will begin your adult journeys. You will go off to college or to work and will travel and experience the world and hopefully take advantage of all that it has to offer you. There are great things in store for you. But there will be challenges. You will fail a test or two. Trust me, I got my first failing grade on a major exam less than a month ago. There will be days when you feel overwhelmed and like you have too much on your plate. There will be days when you have to hold yourself accountable, and that is never a comfortable process. There will be days when you feel alone and like you have no idea what you are doing. I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You don't know everything. You won't know everything. And that's all right. As I get older, and especially in this last year, I realized that I don't have it all figured out. My freshman year of college has been really eventful, to say the least. I spent an evening in a Ghanaian hospital I've started a photography business. I've experienced a presidential election live in the nation's capital city. I've spent the night in the Maryland woods. I've struggled to wake up on time for class. I've struggled to understand multiple professors with thick accents. I've called home more times than I'd like to admit, venting with conversations starting with, "Ma, this is hard. Ma, I don't know what I'm doing. Ma, did you get me a flight home from Mardi Gras because I need to get out of here?" But in the same vein, I've overcome hard classes and had major academic comebacks. I've been accepted into my first research internship in the Human and Medical Robotics Laboratory at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. I've met so many amazing people and formed new friendships and connections. I've created a home thousands of miles away from home through my new chosen family and the network that I have built and continue to grow. I'm learning to quiet the perfectionist in me, because I'm realizing that even though I am anxious and nervous of the unknowns that lie ahead of me, I am capable of figuring it out. I don't know how many of you are religious, but I am and my family is. And I've always been told that God doesn't allow us to face any challenges that we cannot handle, because He faces them with us. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, right? All of our experiences and all of the life that we have lived, for better or for worse, has led us to our current moment, and they provide us with the tools to tackle it. That includes NuLevel Academy. I have had to learn to work with other people. Throughout high school, I got comfortable working by myself and believed that I could handle everything myself. I was stubborn. Calculus 3 and computer science whooped that right out of me. I had to learn to work in group settings. I attend Howard on a scholarship called the Karsh STEM Scholars Program. This is a pathway to PhD program for students that covers and guarantees us housing, meal plans, books, most of our tuition, etc. But it also provides us with a summer bridge program, which is why I was on campus so early last summer taking courses. Upperclassmen mentorship, program heads that treat us like their family, and a living learning community with peers in the program. That last bit just means we all live in the same dorm. NuLevel taught us the importance of having a team, right? Please say right. Right. And the importance of knowing your role and getting your work done and being reliable. My summer bridge program taught me the importance of being vulnerable with my peers. I'm personally not a fan of vulnerability because it's hard and uncomfortable to admit that you need help, but it is an important skill to learn. Using a combination of the team skills that I learned here and the vulnerability skills that I learned in DC, I admitted that I needed help, and I made a study group with my roommate and my neighbors, and we taught and tutored each other in our private classes. We divided and conquered and made sure that no one was left behind and got the grades that we needed. My mom wants me to say that that means Dean's List 4.0 both semesters. Do y'all remember our financial lesson? What did we learn how to make? A budget, that's right. Guess what I had to learn to do last year? Budget, thank you. Because when your parents aren't across the hallway anymore, whose bank account does that Chipotle come out of? Mine. Regardless of whether your parents are funding you, or you're working, or something else of the like, you will have X amount of money, and you will get X amount of money every Y amount of months, and you will have to figure out how you're going to spend it. Are you going to eat it? Are you going to wear it? Are you going to party it? Dudes especially, you have to pay to get into the club. Are you going to take your significant other out on a date with it? Are you going to save it for a rainy day or for midterms and finals season? These are everyday decisions that you now have to make, and they are not ever going to be fully black and white. But NuLevel gave us the financial literacy skills to make those decisions. to determine our needs from our wants, and to know when it is okay to spend a little to have some fun, and when we should save because there's a big test coming up next week and you won't make it to the dining hall. NuLevel gave us conflict resolution skills. I'm gonna be real, this adulting thing, there's little else other than trying. I've had to deal with administration issues and runarounds, professor personalities, people who simply love to argue or poke fun, and even the current news cycle. But remember to keep a level head, please. And when you deal with frustrating issues, learn how to calm yourself down and address problems with a sound mind. I could go on and on about the skills NuLevel helped to instill in me that have turned out to put me ahead of the pack. From personal organization, because Google Calendar and a paper planner are your friends, to etiquette. Literally last Friday, I was at a dinner party and my buddy leaned over and whispered to me, "Which fork is the salad fork?" And I had to tell him, "The one on the left, you go outside in." My point being, college is hard and the greater world is hard. There's no doubt about it. And you will not know all the answers in life, but you have been given the skills to find them. And for those especially hard lessons, you have the skills to bounce back in the midst of failure. Because failure is not an end, but a point of growth. I recently was blessed with the opportunity to hear Dr. Freeman A. Rabowski III speak to us Karsh Scholars at Howard. Dr. Rabowski founded the Meyerhoff Scholars Program at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, which the Karsh program that I'm a part of was modeled after. I wrote down a few things that he said as they were very impactful to me, and I hope that they're impactful to you too as you begin to traverse the world. He said, "You are better than you think you are. You must look in the mirror and thank God every day that you are blessed with the many talents that we have, as many are not able. Don't you dare allow others to define who you are." He also quoted Shirley Chisholm, the first woman and African American to run for the presidency. She said, "You will go further than you could ever imagine. Your world will be bigger than you could ever dream." That goes for you, class of 2025. You will go further than you could ever imagine, so don't you dare allow others to define who you are. Best of luck. Y'all got this. Thank you for paying attention to the information that was shared, because these are very important lessons. Thank you, Mr. Simmons, for inviting me back to speak, and thank you all of you for listening. Students and adults too. I will be here if you want my LinkedIn, my email, my phone number, my Instagram, etc. If you need anything, or if there's anything that I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you again. So now I want to acknowledge our dignitaries in the room. I have Ms.